my name's Lindsay, and welcome to Kingdom Konnect.
Wait, Lindsay, what are you doing? I thought I was helping with the kids' time this morning.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jill. I changed the time. I must have forgotten to tell you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I know you're sorry. You know, this reminds me of today's Bible story and need to know point.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Jill. You know, I feel really bad that I forgot to tell you, but I am sorry.
Thanks, Lindsay. You know, when we feel guilty, Jesus forgives us. Feeling guilty leads us to feeling really sorry for something we did, especially if it hurts someone else. But you know what's so amazing about God?
What's that?
God forgives us. And God also wants us to forgive others, just like he forgives us.
Wow, you know, that makes me feel a lot better. That when I feel really sorry for something I've done, that Jesus forgives me.
That's right, Lindsay. Let's watch today's Bible story about a man named Peter and how Jesus forgave him for things he had done. And this week at home, you can read from your Bibles 2 stories about Peter found in Luke 22, 54 to 62, and John 21, 1 to 17.
Hey everybody, listen up. Here's what God has to say.
Oh yeah, what you got for us today?
Well, today we're talking about feeling guilty.
You're guilty? For what? I didn't do it. I have no idea who ate your sandwich that had 3 sliced tomatoes, 4 black olives, 2 strips of bacon, Swiss and cheddar cheese with the crust cut off.
Hey, whoa. Hey, how do you know so much about my sandwich?
Okay, guilty as charged. It just looks so good. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have eaten it.
That's okay. When we do something wrong and we ask for forgiveness, we don't need to feel guilty because Jesus forgives us.
Ah, gotcha. So, no guilt. Kick guilt to the curb. Hey, yeah. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya.
Exactly. And you know who I think of when we talk about all this?
Han Solo, guilty for having the fastest ship in the galaxy. Or, I know, Iron Man, guilty for wearing the coolest suit ever.
No, Peter from the Bible. Peter followed Jesus, but like all of us, he wasn't perfect. Sometimes he messed up. One time, he even pretended not to know Jesus.
Peter was Jesus' friend, and he acted like he didn't know him? Talk about a total diss. Why would he ever do that?
Well, you would think that Jesus was Mr. Popular back then, and everyone would want to hang out with him.
Yeah, he probably had the coolest toys and tons of friends.
But there were a lot of people who actually hated him. And these same people came up with a plan to have Jesus arrested. When they arrested Jesus and took him away, Peter followed him, but kept his distance.
Oh, Peter was probably hiding out, planning a sneak attack.
More like a sneak away. He didn't want anyone to see him. I'm pretty sure Peter was afraid that he'd be arrested too. In fact, when a nearby servant girl saw him and asked if he knew Jesus, Peter totally denied it.
Denied knowing Jesus? Not cool.
Not cool at all. And to make things worse, 2 more people came up and asked Peter if he knew Jesus, and he gave them the same answer.
Deny. What is Peter's problem?
After the 3rd time Peter denied knowing Jesus, before he could even finish his sentence, a rooster crowed.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
That's when Jesus looked at him, and Peter remembered.
That he forgot to tie his shoes? That he never fed the dog? That he forgot to put the toilet seat down?
He remembered what Jesus had said the night before. Jesus told Peter that he would deny him 3 times before the rooster crows.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
And sure enough, Peter did. This made him so sad that he went away and cried. Peter felt so guilty for what he had done. A while later, after Jesus had died and come back to life, he was having breakfast with his friends.
I bet Jesus could cook the best breakfast. Talk about a grand slam.
When they finished eating, Jesus asked Peter 3 different times if he loved him. All 3 times, Peter said, "Yes, Jesus, you know that I love you."
Wait, 3 times? That's the same amount of times that Peter said he didn't even know Jesus.
On the 3rd time, Peter did feel hurt that Jesus would question him like this. But the good news is, Jesus had forgiven Peter for denying him.
Because Jesus forgave him, Peter didn't need to hold on to that guilty feeling.
So the next time we feel guilty,
we can remember
that Jesus forgives us.
Wow, Jill, I didn't know that even someone like Peter could feel guilty like I do sometimes.
Yes, Lindsay. And Peter felt so sorry for what he had done and said, but you know what?
Jesus still forgave him?
That's right. Jesus forgave him.
Wow, I'm so glad Jesus forgives me just like he forgave Peter. And I'm glad you forgave me too, Jill.
Now let's listen to our Bible memory verse from our friend Courtney.
But even if we don't feel at ease, God is greater than all our feelings, and He knows everything. 1 John 3:20.
Wow, thanks for sharing, Courtney.
I love being reminded of God's truth.
Me too, Jill. Thanks for joining me this week on Kingdom Connect.
Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Jill, before we go, do you want to let the kids know of their challenge this week?
Of course. Kids, this week, our challenge to you is to think about when you've done something wrong and ask Jesus to forgive you.
When we remember that Jesus forgives us, we can accept his forgiveness and move on.
That's right. So make sure when you go about your week, if there's something you feel guilty or sorry for, ask Jesus' forgiveness. Then ask the forgiveness of those around you who you may have hurt.
Thanks for joining us this week, Jill. We can't wait to see you next week.